What do you think the Canadiens should do with their backup goalie position for the rest of the season?
Let Charlie Lindgren play some games. They've already had him go through a few starts already, but as we mentioned before, once this team starts to get healthier, maybe we could really see how Charlie Lindgren would be in front of a much healthier squad. I still think he hasn't been all that bad in the few appearances he's made with the Canadiens this year. He's had some good starts in the American Hockey League as well. He's been hankering to get more time with the Montreal Canadiens, and if it gets to a point where next year he can be the backup, the solid option for Carey Price, so be it. But I think Charlie Lindgren is going to be could be that guy who will get the majority of starts as a backup. I don't think Keith Kinkaid is ready to be sent back up, to be given the time to be that backup again. I think the Canadiens would rather see Caden Primo come up and play a few more games as well. But I wouldn't be surprised if they say, you know what, just let him stay in the AHL for the rest of the year. Let him alternate starts between him and Kinkaid. So.
Is Keith Kinkaid even still alive?
He's still alive. He's still alive. He has a game here and there where he'll win, but then you have another game where he'll allow 3 goals in less than a minute. It's been a really frustrating situation with Keith Kinkaid this year.
I can see the Canadiens flopping Lindgren and Primo at some point, bringing Primo up, giving him a couple of starts, and then sending him back to Laval for the sort of the playoff push there. But I think Bergevin in the off season will try and fix the backup goaltending situation. Hopefully for the Canadiens, has a better job than Kinkaid. I think he looks sort of like for a bargain. Kinkaid was horrible last season. The year before he was great. Bergevin was hoping that they were going to get the Kinkaid from 2 years ago. Unfortunately, they got the same Kinkaid as last year. It's quite remarkable how quickly they gave up on him. Yeah. It didn't, and partly is of that. Another thing with a backup goalie, his job is to play really hard in practice. You got to be good in practice. You can't nonchalant it, and that Charlie Lindgren in practice works his butt off. I don't know if it was the same with Keith Kinkaid, and I think that's one of the things that might have rubbed the Canadiens management wrong. You're the backup goalie. You got to play. You got to practice is like a game to you. You can't be letting guys score on you. You got to be on top of your game. And I think that's one of the things I really like about Lindgren. You watch Lindgren in practice, and he battles every puck.
I agree. I don't think there's that sense that Keith Kinkaid may have necessarily been working as hard as Charlie. Yeah. Just wanted to echo that point.
Keith Kinkaid will never see the NHL in a Montreal Canadiens jersey ever again.
I don't think you'll see the NHL again. I think his days
honestly,
are done.
I think the only way that happens is if every backup goalie gets injured, and after we all turn them down. I think again, not to make this boring, but I think you are just, first of all, whoever the backup is not going to see a lot of time, I don't think, between now and the official elimination of this team from the playoffs.
Yes.
So it makes no difference. But I would, if I'm Marc Bergevin, I say, who do I want to see next year? Do I want to see more of Primo? Do I want to see more of Lindgren? And let that individual take the place of the official, backup goalie, and then maybe they get three games in between now and the end of the season.
The thing is, Primo is the goalie of the future. When Carey Price has a 7-year contract, it's not really. Carey Price is the goalie of the future.
Right.
So that's why with Primo, we talk about whether they would trade Carey Price. Even if they want to trade Carey Price, that contract's almost untradeable. You'd have to eat about half of the salary cap, I think, in any way to try and move him. But Caden Primo is probably the goalie of the future somewhere else. If Carey Price stays here for 7 years, at some point, if he continues to play as well as he has, it's an asset you're going to move, I would think, and find somebody else to be the backup.
Well, honest question for you guys. Is it really that difficult to find a quality backup goalie in the NHL? Because if you look at the history, the revolving door of backup goalies over the past 5 years or so on the Habs, they make it look like it's next to impossible.
Well, it's changed. The NHL's changed. Look at the Islanders. Look at Washington. A lot of teams now rotate goalies. The Islanders rotate goalies every game. And the Canadiens have got the $10.5 million goalie and trying to find somebody to be a backup. And it's for a goalie to play 70 games in the NHL today is tough. So the new thinking in the NHL seems to be you have 2 goalies and you almost rotate them equally. Maybe one guy plays 60%, one guy plays 40%. Look at Boston also with your Bruins.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring up the Bruins because it's Halak.
Yeah.
I don't want to rub salt in Montreal.
It's been almost 10 years.
But Halak is still there.
Yeah.
Rask got injured with the concussion. Halak, he lost a few, but he's still one of the most sought after backup goaltenders in the league. For next year, everybody's throwing around the Corey Schneider name too, about being a backup somewhere next year because he was a better backup in Vancouver than he was a starter in New Jersey. He's going to want to take a pay cut to stay in the NHL. Do you go to Jersey again for a backup goalie?
Yeah. Yeah.
I wonder, this sounds like a weird question to ask, but if you go to Boston, what would be the asking price for Yaroslav Halak?
Oh, I don't think they're
You
going.
know, maybe- I don't want
Can you
to open that door.
imagine?
I don't know if
I
I'll
think
open that door.
Carey Price would ask to be traded.
Oh, man.
But then we can all bring out our Halak.
There's
Yeah,
stop signs,
yeah,
the big
sure,
stop
yeah.
sign things
Yeah,
again. That's
stop
it. Yeah.
signs.
That seems like an
Sitting in
eternity ago,
mothball.
doesn't it? My God.
How old is Halak? Do you know at this point?
I don't know, actually.
Mid to late 30s?
72.
That makes sense. Go to hockeyinsideout.com and check out this week's full episode.